Lots of aspiring electronic music producers get to the stage where they can make a beat, they can make a bass line, and they can make some basic chords, maybe even a pad, but they just get to a stage where they've arranged everything, they listen back to the track and just think, it just doesn't sound like a professional track. I'm going to show you a really quick and simple way to take an amateur sounding track and make it sound much more professional with an example and a breakdown. That's all coming up. How's it going, guys? It's John Holt here with The Audio Journey, helping make music production accessible to all. And here on this channel, what I do is a variety of music production tutorials, mainly focused towards beginners and beyond. So if that's something that you might be interested in, then definitely consider subscribing. So let's dive straight into the video. Now, the good folks Neil and Ed over at Audiotent have sent me some really cool resources to help me out with this video. In this video in particular, I'm going to be using the Deep Tech Tools, which is a pack of samples from Audiotent. It's a pack of really cool sounds that you can use in your music to really boost the professionalism of it, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you now in Ableton Live. So guys, this is what I'm going to be showing you today, and it's a pack from Audiotent, which I think is really going to help you just add in those elements that are going to make your tracks sound much more professional. And what Audiotent do to help you do this is they provide these construction kits, which are really cool. And essentially what they are is stems of a little sort of 30-second to 1 minute bit of music. So you can listen to the whole thing, and then we'll dive into the stems as well, which I've actually dragged over into the main section here. But we'll listen to what the main thing sounds like. And there we go. So we've actually got every single individual element of that to play with. So what I'm going to demonstrate to you is sort of what myself and other producers I know would sort of come up with, and then how you can add in certain sections of this construction kit to make that sound much better. So I'm going to do it in terms of this mix as well. So ordinarily I'd come up with maybe a bit of a synth line and maybe a pad. And if that's all I had, then this is what the intro to that song would have sounded like. There we go, and it's not terrible, it's just not massively interesting. So what we're going to want to do is add this brass in. So at the moment I've just got the pad and the synth, but I'm going to add in these two effects and this brass, and you'll see how much that then pads it out. So two of the main things that are doing that are going to be these noise effects, and it's something that if you heard on their own you might think they're a little bit strange, but if we listen to them now, and then listen to them in the context of the track as well, you can hear how they really add to it. Now the next section is going to be the drop, and again these noise effects are going to be in there, and what I'm going to do is take them out and we'll play sort of the bare bones of the track, the kick, the clap, bit hi-hat, and you'll see what that sounds like. And then we're going to add in the other elements, which are the elements that I'm talking about that are going to make it sound much more professional, and you'll be able to see what difference that makes. Doesn't sound terrible, but now we're going to add in the effects. Another one that we've got down here. And then what I'll do is I'll come back through and break down these individual bits and show you what they're doing. Okay, so this bit that we've got here is just a really short riser, and if you listen to this, it's not doing a massive amount, but it gives a really nice bit of impact to the end of like a 2-bar loop or a 1-bar loop. It's a really cool thing to have. Then this section here of sort of percussion, the blip sounds, if we listen to those again, these were in the intro as well, and they really do add a nice sort of percussive element to the track. One of the main things that in this track is driving the drums along. So you've got the classic kick, hi-hat and clap pattern with some sort of cool skippy hats. But if we listen to just those, sounds really cool. But then when we add these toms in, reaches a whole new level. So let's listen to that on its own. Doesn't really sound particularly impressive on its own, but when you mix it in with the kick and the bass and the rest of the drums, it really does add to the drums. So I'm going to take it out at about halfway and you'll see what difference it makes. And that's them taken out. So you can hear what difference that makes. It really does add to that drum groove and really powers it along and sounds really cool. Another effect that we've got in here is this little noise section down here. And again, in isolation, doesn't really sound like a lot at all. It's just a little blast of white noise, as if someone's got like a little air duster or something and they're just giving it a bit of a spray. But that really does add some impact to the track. So if we listen to the whole track and we keep our ears peeled for this section here, you'll listen to what that does to the track. It's a really nice little bit of groove as well, and all of these little bits add up to just make the track much more interesting and much more professional sounding. It's those kind of things that you wouldn't think of until you see a track like this and you can dissect it and you can really work with that. So that's the one reason that I wanted to make this video, is because I feel like Audiotent are really helping people in that sense, and any of these elements you can then take and use in your own tracks. And if you want to, you can like pitch shift them up and down and put some effects on them so that they don't sound exactly like they do in this pack. But it's a really powerful way to just, if I wanted a snare roll, I could drag that into one of my songs. If I wanted to use just this little noise bit or these blips, I can chop them up and do whatever I want with them in my own songs. And I think it's really powerful for when you get to that point where you've got a drum beat, you've got a bass line, and it's like, I know it needs something else, but I can't quite put my finger on what it needs. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be some sort of percussion or riser or effect, which is really just going to gel that track together for you. As I mentioned, Audiotent do some really cool stuff. I'll show you the pack that I'm using today, and it is this one here, Deep Tech Tools. So that's definitely one to have a look at if you enjoyed the tutorial there. But they've also got some other really cool stuff in terms of sort of kick drums for whatever type of music you're making. They've got some specifically for effects. They've got vocal chops and some really cool stuff there. So I definitely recommend going in and checking that out. So there we go guys, I really hope this video helped, and if it did, then please do leave a like, it really does mean a lot to me. So if you're interested in really taking this to the next level and digging in and making some of your own music, then I also offer one-on-one tuition, which you can find some details about in the description below this video. So if you've got any other questions guys about anything else to do with music production or questions about this video, then feel free to get in touch via the contact links that are down in the description below as well. Now I've been John Holt with The Audio Journey, and I really hope to see you guys again soon. Take care.